Ex cheated and abused. After prison, I left him with just a bit of clean underwear, a can of corn, and a bag of rice. My ex cheated on me, physically assaulted me, and as a result went to jail. After he went to jail, I decided to break my lease and move home. But because of what he did and how evil or mean to me he was, I decided he was gonna leave this marriage with all that he came with. Nothing. So before I left the apartment, I pawned his video games, pawned his Xbox, pawned all my kitchen appliances, flushed his little blue pills he could never rise to the occasion, trashed his computer, bleached his clothes, took the microwave plate out of the microwave and hid it in the apartment, popped 3 out of 4 his tires, took the light bulbs out of the lights, pawned the TV, and yeah, by the time I left, I didn't trash the house, but I left him with a pair of clean underwear, a can of corn, and a bag of rice. Because he had a DV charge on his record, he couldn't get a job. No job means no money. No money means no way to pay his bills. His credit is shot, he can't get a proper job, and he was evicted from the apartment. I was able to remove my name from the lease and all my belongings before he got out, and went back to the apartment. He cheated on me the majority of the 8 years we were together from 13 to 21 and began hitting me a month into our engagement. When we got married, he made me feel like I couldn't get any better than him, and was always in competition with other girls. In all actuality, he was insecure. All I can say is I was a kid, and I was dumb. It left me a domestic violence victim with emotional trauma for a long time. Honestly though, no, I don't regret what I did, and yes, I'd do it again. And to the Reddit user who kept trying to fact-check every detail and say I wasn't a victim up yours, dude. This was a very real situation, and after all these years I can finally laugh about it and be happy. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Found out my fiancé is cheating on me with our friend. I just feel so stupid, used, ugly, disgusting, useless, unwanted. God, the feeling is just so strong and I don't know even what to do or think. I am 25 female, have been engaged to my fiancé. 29 male for 1 year. Together for 4 years in total. Me, my fiancé, and my friend all work at the same place. They work in the same department and are with each other 24/7. My department is closely related, so I get to see them often. But not all the time. I should have seen the signs from the very beginning. On the days when I finished work early, he would say he had more work with her to do. Even if I insisted on staying, he would tell me to go home and get some rest. The problem is I was pointing fingers at the wrong person this entire time. I have asked him to set boundaries with her before, but he said it would make things at work awkward. I didn't want to push and cause an argument, so I let it go. He convinced me it was all in my head and that I had nothing to worry about. But now I'm not so sure. He probably is cheating on me with her too. I wouldn't be surprised. Back to what I discovered today. He went to go shower and left his phone open. He's usually very protective of his phone, but I thought that's just the way he is. He's protective of everything, so I chuckled to myself that he was suddenly so careless. That's when I saw it all. There were thousands of photos of me. There always has been. He always asks to take photos, especially after having sex. I smiled to myself thinking that I had such a sweet man, who was so obsessed with me and just as infatuated in me as I was in him. I scrolled down further and saw something else. It wasn't me. Those aren't my hips, legs, but breasts, that's not my body. My hands quite literally started shaking. I didn't know what to do. I looked at the background and recognized her bag. I know it's hers because she made it herself. There's no other like it. I scroll down again and see a video of them having X faces and everything, no mistake. It was them too. The tears just came pouring down my face. My legs and hands were shaking. I kept thinking, why am I not enough? How could I be so stupid and naive? Of course, not enough. I've never been good enough. My whole life I've struggled with feeling inadequate and undeserving of love. Just when I start to believe his words, just when I start to think maybe I'm worthy of love, I quickly grabbed my phone and took photos of the pictures on his phone. I only got about 3 before he came back from the shower. And they're a little fuzzy because I was shaking so hard. I didn't know how to confront him. He walked in being his usual funny self that I fell in love with. Jokes I would usually cry of laughter couldn't even raise a smile on my face. He gave me kisses all over telling me he loved me and I just hummed. He asked what's wrong and I told him in just exhausted. And need some rest. To which he smiled and told me to get some sleep. He said he would be back in a few hours after work. And that she is giving him a lift. Since our car is getting serviced and I have the day off. It just twisted the knife. That was already lodged so deeply in my chest. Then he left. So here I am typing this. One really should have seen it all along, believe me. He is the most perfect man of my dreams. Handsome face, body and physique to die for. So funny. Kind and hygienic at all times. Gifts, acts of service, reassuring words, everything. Takes such good care of me, makes me feel like a queen. Always goes above and beyond. I seriously won the jackpot. I always looked at guys who never did the bare minimum and was so glad it wasn't me. He always put me first, but now I see I wasn't the only one he put first. We have had a bit of relationship issues in the past, where I unknowingly flirted with other men. I have learnt my lesson, and always make sure to reassure him I belong to him. I cut ties with most men, keep a distance from them, and always bring him, has my first love, my first kiss, took my V card, and has been the only person I've ever been with. I knew it wasn't the same for him, but I was okay that he had previous experience. It never bothered me. Has found it hard to trust me since my past mistake, always accusing me of lying, cheating, looking at other men, talking to other men. I always assure him I'm not. Even giving him my phone to look through. My location, photos, messages, everything. He never did the same, but I was okay with that too. Now I realize he's projecting, accusing me of cheating. Because has been doing it all along, messages, photos, locations. I have to tell him everything. Where in going, times, dates, what in doing. I thought he was just worried about me. I thought it was sweet. I couldn't have been more wrong. I have caught him before with photos of other girls on his phone. Usually after we have argued. We'll be making up after the fight. And I give him head to show how much I appreciate him. He'll pull out his phone every now and then. Which I don't mind. But twice now. I stood up and caught him looking at porn his phone. It hurt so bad, in putting in so much effort. Thinking in the one making him feel good. But in so dumb. Has not even paying attention to me. But looking at another woman. God, now I see so many problems with our relationship over the years. Has seriously the perfect man. I couldn't complain about anything else. Why did it have to be this of all things? All the times he told me he loved me, wanted me, needed me. Was it all lies?